I'll be the first to admit that I don't often read the news, but I believe I heard Elon Musk was the richest person alive. In truth, Bloomberg assessed his net worth at $272 billion at the time this video was made, and everyone is still waiting for him to become the world's first trillionaire. So how come you just click on a video about Saudi Arabia's prince spending his massive $2 trillion fortune? A fortune that dwarfs the combined fortunes of the 17 wealthiest people on analysts today. I'm delighted you ask, and I'll keep my response short, sweet, and vulgar. Welcome to Luxurious Vibe. Let's talk about how Saudi's Prince Salman spent his $2 trillion fortune. As a de facto ruler of a nation that has his surname as its first name, Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, or MBS, sits at the helm of Aramco, the world's largest oil and gas business. It is the world's third most valuable corporation after only Apple and Microsoft, but ahead of Alphabet, Meta, Berkshire Hathaway, Amazon, and of course, Tesla. These matters way less on Mars, but the truth is that MBS does have control over what he can splurge millions on from his own wealth and from the wealth of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And on top of Aramco, MBS also controls the sovereign wealth fund of Saudi Arabia, called the Private Investment Fund, with assets of $500 billion. What can you give a filthy wealthy person? And boy, are some of the ridiculous items on this list going to make you jealous, especially since the first on our list is the painting called Salvator Mundi, the most expensive painting in our history. This magnificent piece was done in the 15th and 16th centuries by none other than Italian Renaissance artist Leonardo da Vinci, who, just like MBS, didn't know where to draw the line with the gifts he was born with. The Salvator Mundi did a tour in 2017 and was displayed at exhibitions in Hong Kong, San Francisco, and New York. During its exhibition in New York by the auction house called Christie's, Prince Badr bin Abdullah, who is in charge of culture in Saudi Arabia, bought it for 450 million Saudi riyals, which is about $500 million. The claim was that it was for display at the Louvre Abu Dhabi, but reports have it that Prince Badr bin Abdullah was actually standing in for MBS, who is currently in possession of the masterpiece. Salvator Mundi, meaning Savior of the World, is a beautiful painting by Da Vinci that features a portrait of Jesus Christ holding a non-refracting crystal orb in his left hand. This painting of Jesus is on Mohammed bin Salman's mega-yacht, where he's hanging on the wall with one nail instead of three. MBS likes to add an extra layer of pizzazz to everything he does. It may be a $500 million painting of one of history's most influential people on his wall, or just extra gold coating on his already expensive fleet of cars, like his gold-plated Bugatti Veyron Grand Sport. This car costs a whopping $12.5 million, and the Grand Sport has been recognized as one of the fastest street-legal vehicles in the world with a speed of 431 km per hour and a 0 to 100 km per hour acceleration in 2.5 seconds. That acceleration just about edges that of the Lamborghini Aventador SVJ, which goes from 0 to 100 km per hour in 2.8 seconds, and spending on luxury vehicles goes from 0 to 100 in the blink of an eye because he splurged almost $8 million to buy this Lamborghini and of course covered it in gold. In fact, he owns a Rolls-Royce Phantom Drophead Coupe, a Bentley Continental Flying Spur, a Rolls-Royce Phantom Coupe, a Range Rover, and a Mercedes G63 6x6 truck for a grand total of $36 million. And of course, he's covered them all in gold and even ornamented the chairs with gold-like embroidery. At this point, maybe his cars run on gold instead of gas, and if that doesn't fuel your desire to get rich, maybe his magnificent French chateau called the Chateau Louis XIV will. This mansion was purchased by Prince Salman in 2015 for $300 million USD. It became the world record purchase for residential property, but MBS didn't stop there, no. Instead, he got to work and employed Saudi-born French property developer Imad Khashoggi to rebuild and redesign the mansion. Khashoggi merged high-tech installations and controls with 17th century craft traditions and employed them in the rebuilding of this 57-acre chateau. Over the course of 3 years, over 131,000 people worked on this mansion. That's an average of 120 people per day. They included experts like stonemasons building the house to style, marble workers who sculpted a pristine statue of Louis XIV, and molded the grand TX-style fireplaces. Gardeners that designed large expanses of parks, and French-style gardens with embroidered bog hedges and tree-lined labyrinths, and painters and decorators that painted the ceilings of several reception halls, master suites, and the cupola of the main drawing room. The chandeliers are magnificent highlights hanging in the chateau, but these otherworldly paintings and magnificent gardens are the highlights of this luxurious home. And to think the Salvatore Mundi painting that we discussed earlier is almost double the price of this massive estate, a $500 million painting that hangs on the walls of Mohammed bin Salman's Serene yacht. That's right, the Serene yacht is ginormous. It is in fact among the top 10 largest yachts in the world with a length of 439 feet and a beam standing at 60 feet. Serene has a jacuzzi with automatic lighting in the outer top deck lounge areas, sitting rooms and bars on its decks, several staterooms in a master suite, a helipad and a garage to house its many speedboats and tenders for when MBS wants to go overboard. But MBS went overboard with a different kind of tender called Manette, and the sea monstrosity is unsurprisingly valued at $500 million. It was originally built for Russian vodka tycoon Yuri Shefler for $330 million, and in 2014, the one and only Bill Gates leased the yacht for $5 million per week. But Prince Salman decided to splash $550 million on the water vessel while vacationing in the south of France in 2015. From the hands of one ultra-rich man to another, the Serene yacht is an example of great sportsmanship among the wealthy. We aim to bring you videos about luxury and fine living and create a community for luxury enthusiasts. If you like the video so far, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and turn on the notification bell to be notified every time a new video is uploaded. Speaking of sportsmanship, Prince Salman's latest acquisition is a legendary English soccer establishment called Newcastle United Football Club, or more commonly known as the Magpies, through the sovereign wealth fund of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia known as the Public Investment Fund, or PIF. MBS was able to purchase the English football club for £300 million. The deal took almost 2 years to complete, but at the end of the day, Newcastle is now the richest club in the world due to their owners, the PIF having a value in assets totaling almost $500 billion, an owner that also has numerous investments in big names like Disney, Uber, Facebook, Starbucks, and of course, everyone's favorite pharmaceutical company, Pfizer. Sheikh Mansour, the owner of Manchester City Football Club, has a net worth of $20 billion, making him the second richest football club owner in the history of the most popular and profitable sport in the world. Many have seen this acquisition by Mohammed bin Salman through PIF as a way to diversify their sovereign wealth fund from just oil, and like we said, PIF already invests in some pretty big names, which has brought its assets to $500 billion. Soccer is an investment that cannot be snuffed out as more and more billionaires join the party. For example, the Russian-Israeli oil billionaire oligarch Roman Abramovich and the Italian billionaire family Andrea Agnelli own two of the biggest clubs, and more recently, the wealthy in the US have turned their eyes toward developing and investing in the sport in their region too. For perspective on the lucrative nature of soccer, a top soccer club like Manchester City, United, or Chelsea spends more on players' wages in a single year than the entire civilizations of the world spend on asteroid defense. This is a fantastic deal for the Magpies, but it's also fantastic for MBS and the PIF, and perhaps the human race needs to reset its priorities on world-ending asteroids because, aside from this guy, the rest of us have room for improvement. But Hotel Abraj is one hotel that doesn't have room for improvement. You know, given that it hosts the Guinness World Record for the world's largest hotel with 10,000 rooms. It's another Ministry of Finance initiative that will cost $3.5 billion to finish. It is one of the most interesting and risky mega projects in the world, and it is part of MBS plans to diversify the economy of his country. Because it is in Mecca, this hotel is a great place to make money from a business that is already doing well. Pilgrimage. Abraj Kudai sold magnificent buildings and 10,000 rooms will encompass 1.4 million square meters. It has 4 helipads, storage space for about 3,000 automobiles, 70 eateries, and much more. A night in one of the lavish suites will set you back $5,000, and you'll have access to facilities like gyms and health centers, spas, massages, luxury vehicle rentals, fresh and thermal water baths, scrubs, saunas, pools, and more. The architects from Dar Al Handasa and the interior designers from the London-based Irene Hospitality Company also did something special for the royal family in that the first 5 floors of the Hotel Abraj Kudai are set aside and designed to MBS and members of the royal family stays whenever they wish to visit. MBS may as well create a city from the ground up with the money he has at his disposal. He wouldn't, however. Yes? Yes! Al Saud, Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdullah's company, is constructing a metropolis from the ground up. Neom is the most insanely ambitious thing you've ever seen. To begin with, Neom is a smart city in the works with a name made up of 2 words. The Arabic word for future is abbreviated as NEO, which means new. Basically, it's a metropolis so far into the future that they had to name it twice. MBS announced this plan in October 2017 with the goal of making the world's first self-sufficient, advanced, smart, and net zero carbon emission metropolis. You know, a proper spot for the aliens to stay when they arrive. If you think about what we're trying to do at Neom, that's what OneWeb is about. Neom is an acceleration of human progress, not just for some humans but for all humans. So we want to make sure that the connectivity creates an environment that we call digital air. That means wherever you are, you don't have to worry about anything. Is it Wi-Fi? What's the connection speed? It provides you with what you need, when you need it, with the right person at the right time and in the right place. And surprise, surprise, it has $500 billion budget for completion. Guys, this is genuine. Look it up. It will be 3 times the size of New York City and will be built such that whatever you need at any place in the city is within walking or cycling distance, since there will be no automobiles or even standard neon roadways. Long-distance travel will instead be done with high-speed underground transit networks, shared autonomous electric shuttles, and urban air mobility. Not to mention that the port will be the first to be totally automated and that experience at Neom Airport will be seamless from curb to gate. Sections of the Gigacity like the Line and the Oxygen are already under construction, so it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. We asked earlier in the video, what can one purchase as a present for someone like this with a net worth of well over $2 trillion? Share your thoughts in the comment section, but truth be told, we may never know. MBS has 553 million acres of oil-rich land, making him the world's second largest landowner. It's not every day you find yourself ahead of the Pope and behind only the Crown and Queen of England, and it's not every day you find yourself among 2 of the most powerful individuals on God's green planet. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoy similar stuff, check out my other videos, and if you like it, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video.